Here it is, bog standard for the Udyr to be able to get this lane pressure we've always talked about a million times. But now Angel does land the shuriken flip, flashes away, does get knocked back, and he is going to be going down. Perfectly executed dive, and everyone gets a little bit of an assist. Many people picking it up so often in terms of a blind situation, just because you can get things like that going for yourself. Now he's taking a fierce trade here with Cube, drops the pink ward for the sake of it, and I believe he's going to die here as well. I think he knows he's going to die, so he's just going to accept his fate and try to push the wave.
He's trying to push it in as best as he can, teleported Shanji in the top side, and then after that he's going to go down towards the Void Grubs and hopefully secure that objective there. Of course, very, very important if you manage to get those 6 grubs. It's obviously a big objective.
But they don't have any vision. They don't feel confident or comfortable to go for it. So NIP will get that trade eventually, and it shouldn't mean too much of a difference in terms of the state of the game.
Yeah, Photic ends up roaming away from lane. There was actually a while in the first couple of patches of the new season, actually, hold on, so Rookie might have to blow his flash.
I think he's going to die either way. The Ignite, the perfect execution. Angel underneath tower, though, will be traded back as Aki hits level 6 and able to lock him underneath the turret. Photic comes over here as well.
And with his ultimate used under the mid tower to return the kill onto Angel. No real ability to contest for the Grubs. So it's going to be 6 of the Grubs going over to OMG, and they will get themselves the full buff. The question is whether they can actually walk up to some 2. So he's not going to be as tanky, but he might just pick up a little bit of the damage, like what you said, NIP might end up having if one of their carries is gone. And he's going to do some damage to Cube here.
Yeah, Cube's probably going to go down. He drops down the equalizer just to clear the way, so they won't be able to get the tower. But a good repeat gank here from Aki, just recognizing, cool, Cube's going to get a little greedy for this.
Now, Xiaofeng was just seen clearing that ward. They know he's just come off the Dragon. They know he's here, guys. What are you doing?
They do know, but they want to go for a full fight. That's why they're going to get the TP in. They're going to have the twisted advances available. If you're going to go for a flash onto this one, a TP in defense. They get the Dawning Shadow over the top there. The Inferno trigger not really coming in and doing anything. Xiaofeng just can't really do much for his team. And we talked about the damage from OMG, but for NIP, they were very happy to take that fight. Just moved everybody bot side to contest the Dragon.
Okay, fair play. NIP realized they had mid-prio. Angel's teleport is late, can't do anything in that fight. NIP call the bluff of OMG and say, well, okay, your jungler's going to be down here. Fine, we'll take the fight. They scrap it out. Kills going over to Rookie, who's now 2-1 in the Talia.
Will play against them to an okay one. Look, it's fine. But 2 dragons now stacked. Mountain Soul is massive, and they know there's no flash here onto Abel. They're looking for another move. A TP on the backside as Rookie finds himself here. And yep, you're just fish in a barrel, looking to try and get away from this. Photic flashes away because they know the Inferno trigger can still do a hell of a lot of damage. Now Angel's here. Finally, they do take down the Samira. But can Angel do anything else? The perfect execution would be good to try and finish off the Talia, but he doesn't have access to it anymore. He's going to go in there with the shuriken flip for a little bit more, and Angel flashes away and keeps himself up on that one. They do get a bit of damage on the backside, but here comes Cube, drops down the equalizer. Aki is burning down, the trees are burning. He's on no HP, 0. I can't even see a line. Oh my lord, but great turnaround play here from OMG as they equal up all the kills.
It's scaling value, right? That if they get to sit and hit you, yeah, that's pretty nasty, and it's quite hard to get to the center normally, but this composition from OMG has so many tools to match to get them, that if they misstep, then things go from bad to worse very quickly. Watch out for how PP God approaches this next fight. He's off the vision, he has his ult, and with NIP keeping that in mind, PP, they find themselves at a multiple front fight.
They might have to look for something here. PP God does get caught out a little bit, but they're going to drop down the equalizer, force a full retreat. Flashing away is Rookie, and everyone just trying to disengage. There's the Weaver's Wall alongside the Maokai ultimate, but you have to still contest for this Dragon. They're going to still look for a little bit more damage. Dawning Shadow over. The smite is still going to be good, and it is going to be OMG taking that one out immediately. Samira jumping straight on the backside, and Angel's just taking everyone out as well. It's just the Udyr left to really do stuff here, but it's a trade of 2 for 3. Now, finally, they take out another one. This is OMG's fight. They have no more sustain. That is going to be the ace for 2, and the Dragon, massive fight for OMG.
OMG make blank just there. Can NIP avoid the same kind of pincer movement, which put them into such a big amount of difficulty in the last fight?
They're very separated for now. They haven't brought out the Weaver's Wall just yet. Rookie, you can see, just trying to see if he can keep everybody away. Shanji off to the backside. Finally, the Weaver's Wall comes out. PB God in with Xiaofang, but they're separated. They're not really going for this one now, and there's going to be a straight-up smite fight. As you can see, Xiaofang and the rest of OMG look for it, but no, they look for Photic, because Photic's the one who's in trouble. Finally, the Dragon gets taken down here by NIP as they get themselves on the soul point, but Maokai loses his life for it. The Dawning Shadow just gets a lot of work done, but there goes the Inferno trigger. Angel looking for Photic. They know there's no ultimate on the Tam Kench, but he just can't get it done. Massive moves here from NIP. They get the Dragon, they get a couple of kills. They're still hunting for more, but they haven't got any more chase.
That wasn't
hit briefly, but Xiaofang takes the chunk. I want to say just very quickly before we jump into this one, Abel, no boots. Gone 4 items, no boots. Absolutely running into the full ideology of we need damage and we need damage now. That is exactly what's going. Full items for him as they try and make this one work. There's the Weaver's Wall. Separates the team a little bit. Angel and Shanji are there. Xiaofang jumps in. There's the equalizer down on the Photic. But
the
steal done by Aki. He steals it away. The Dawning Shadow does a hell of a lot of work, and now OMG, they know they have to fight. You have to go for something because you're just going to get poked down, but everyone's falling. They just don't have the sustained damage to take them all out, and Angel wasn't even a part of that fight. He was in mid lane dealing with the wave, and now NIP turn and
it felt like they had the items, it felt like they had the damage, but everything goes into the center when the Devourer's available. As the center comes out, you've got Rookie there buying space as well with the Unraveled Earth. NIP, they play the disengage, they get themselves the Soul, they get themselves the Baron, the gold.
Whatsoever. This game is a formality at the moment for NIP. They have hit their late game scaling, they have got all the boxes ticked, and they are barreling towards a game 1 victory.
Now they are with Xiaofang down, with the ultimates thrown out from NIP. They buy space to get these Baron creeps into the tower range, and their range now is really obnoxious. The equalizer coming out for wave clear. It does get damage onto Photic. Can they get the kill though?
I don't think they can. They try to turn on the Sanji, but look how powerful he is. Now the minions finish off that Nexus turret. They look for one last fight, but Samira can't get it done. Angel looks for something on the Photic. Flashes perfectly away from the oncoming Akali assassin, and now they're just looking for fun. Now they're looking for the ace, the clean ace at that, as Shanji feels like he's been tanking for an absolute eternity. It took a while, but at the end of the day, NIP were just too damn big, and OMG's full damage philosophy just wasn't enough to break them down.
And get on top of the targets in a way that the Xin Zhao can't do as consistently as the Jarvan. So I think OMG, despite the fact that you're playing Jarvan into multiple tanks, which I was listening actually into Idle Dominate stream the other day where he's saying that.
A straight 50-50, you would imagine. So they look to try and go for this one here. There it is. Goes over to the side of Aki, and he goes straight in on the Xiaofang. Forces his flash away, but he can get the concussive set up, and they're going to get the first blood as well. Rookie even making sure that they had every angle covered, and now Shanji runs straight in onto Angel, who's forced to go into the Shroud. Not really anyone bot lane. I can't go for a fight there, and now Angel might be in a bit of trouble. They're going to go for the flick back. They will be able to get on top of him, and he is almost certainly going to be going down. He is going to get a fair bit of damage thrown back onto him. Flashes away, just about keeps himself alive, but more and more pressure coming out from NIP. They're just brimming with confidence.
Like the last game, again, it is very similar composition, but they're not at that 1 item yet, and they're going to have to wait for it and keep getting further and further behind before they can really look for another opportunity to fight.
Oh no, PB got an Abel. Oh, it's a 2-for-1
deal!
The and they're going to catch them both! He can't dash away just yet, he's getting ticked down. More rocks thrown into his face. Both the Ghost and the Flash burnt by Abel, and there's just pressure everywhere now for OMG. They don't really have a choice, and they're just floundering. It just feels so bad. The perfect execution just to get away, literally just to walk away from this. But Shanji's going, where do you think you're going? We're not done here yet, my friend. They're going to be a flash engage, trying Cataclysm down on the Shanji, who's caught between a turret and a Cataclysm. They will eventually take him down, right? They will eventually take him down, right? He's still moving. He's still getting everything. Udyr is just obnoxious, and they've invested so much. That was the play. That was the flash Cataclysm.
Very difficult situation for OMG to overcome now, because these were the cooldowns they would have loved to be using to make a turnaround fight, even if it wasn't around the Dragon, even if it was just to pick around the side. NIP has a license to kill, but not to die. Yeah.
But we'll see. Now we can get everyone focusing up around this Rift Herald. You can see Angel jumping onto Photic, but they've got the Weaver's Wall to maybe separate this one out. You can see they're just not quite able to get the damage down. Cataclysm gone. The perfect execution gone. Shoutbang gone. Nothing they can do. And now PP God lasered down. Double kill for Photic. It is systematic. It is just so clean from NIP, and this is why they have such priority on the Senna. They are making this look OP as hell.
This is why Senna is at an absurdly high ban rate. Were it so easy to kill Shanji, he does not care about your top lane matchup.
This is decimation right now from NIP. They are just systematically picking OMG apart. And OMG, if you didn't think it was the comp last game, you're shield as well. They're still hunting. Gonna put down the flash or to engage in here, but Xiaofang needs something. They're eventually, no, they've got the Devour, and they get him out as well. Never mind, it was all a switcheroo. They turn right back around and kill everybody. And now Cube with no flash, no life, and NIP. This is just not okay. You can't do this to OMG.
Well, that's the punishment from running from battle. We learned it from the Romans, and the OMG team are finding it out for themselves. Oh gosh. Angel, he starts off the play by trying to find some burst onto Rookie. Can't find enough. He's walking towards Photic again. I don't think he has the damage.
He can't. He just can't. Simple as, no need for explanation. You just can't. 8 kills to none. It's a 6, nearly 7,000 gold lead. They go again. They need something. He gets stunned immediately. No! Oh, they come marching 2 by 2. Hurrah, hurrah, NIP. Look at
gets absolutely blasted by the turnaround.
We go
Fantastic
again.
Play by Dro. Look, Cube's dead. He has been, he's been introduced to the hard vertices of NIP as the Cube is
you're obviously going to be able to try and get 1 or 2 kills. You'll still fight on, but I feel like the ending of this game is a formality, as the rest of the... Honestly, they're still going. Yeah, you can't get in. You go in, you go die. That's just how it is. Angel still searching to see if he can get on the Photic, but they have the Devour. Finally, they jump in on top of him, able maybe to get something, but he's just not got anything to give. They try, and they try, and they try, and at the end of it all, they still go down. No!
No!
Why, Aki, why? You just lost them the perfect game. I wanted it. I've never had it in a game where I've cast and you threw it away for your ego and your pride. NIP, it's not worth it anymore. Go Gex. I want another game. I want another game. Go next. For me. Things for me and nobody else. But 2.5 items already on the Senna. Basically untouchable on the backside. Just, I mean, I suppose we look towards their next series or towards the rest of their year, because this is series number 5 of a commanding game 2, and they can 2-man this Baron. Like, they don't care. They can keep everyone at arm's length. They don't have to commit too much.
They have the tank frontline. They're not losing too much health to being on this. They can keep OMG further away from the pit. You can see if there's a Cataclysm here. Shanky might get... No, he doesn't care. He's going 1v5.
Nice little Weaver's Wall to join back in. The Equalizer is good, as is the Inferno Trigger. They're getting some health bars down, but just not enough, not quickly enough. Angel finally gets down on the backside. Cube looking for a bit of flash from Rookie. Just look at this front line. It's a triple kill. Not going to be the Penta. It's a full house, though. Trips on dubs. And NIP, they got to live that, and now all the summoners are down from OMG anyway.
Yeah. We've reached the point. Oh my word, the damage. Photic has enough range to now do the Caitlyn thing of standing over the back of the pit. Dwarves going in. Shanji is also present. They are doing a lot to try and take him down here.
They want to kill him, but they can't. You cannot kill him. You cannot have him. The Baron is still going down. Photic does go in and ends up getting taken here. There's the Baron going over. The Talia goes down. It's Shanji just still going forward, looking to be a nuisance. He is immortal. He just cannot be killed. This is the Udyr of your nightmares. This is the Udyr that I Will Dominate has talked about for so long, has warned us about just how ridiculous he can be.
Signs were there.
It's just, we didn't listen, Nightmara. We just didn't listen.
Angel, again, he's versus his team from last year too, lest we forget that one. But it's not been enough. Abel's going in again, but he does nothing.
Send one, send all. Shanji on Udyr bows to no man, and he will be taking everyone out. Angel, I give massive props to you, my friend. This is a valiant effort to try and bring back this game, to try and do something. But the real carry, the real target in all of this is the 9-0. Angel tried his best. We give you a salute, good sir. The Angel has lost his wings and he is going down. Shanji 1v3, and I take him over everybody else any day of the week. Donnie Shadow to try something, but it's just, what can you do? Double kill really to finish it off. NIP having fun, smiling, laughing, and taking down OMG in a systematic game number 2. It was close until it wasn't. And NIP proved just how bloody crazy this Senna combination can be and how damaging Udyr can be to your confidence.
Insane snowball from the ninjas in pajamas. Again, we talk about ninjas being this unseen threat hiding in the shadows in the background, and these have been on full display. Shanji and Aki take a win versus the team which they made their careers on. They moved to a new team and they style. Yeah, so there's some good disengage, which is going to stop LNG's front line being able to get as easy access to the back line. It's going to be a tale of engages, and it's going to be a bomb on tower, you presume.
JDG can use the fact that there was a death timer, there was no TP from Scout, turret plates, there was a dragon, there's priority bot, there's priority mid. This is just solid from JDG, to be perfectly honest. There's not really much else to say about it. And okay, Scout. That's why I got confused, because I was like, oh, Scout's
with an on combo. He has his ult as well.
So
How much are they willing to
respectfully
commit to this?
He's playing so respectfully. We can see the little move as Flandre now realizes he's in a little bit of trouble. There goes the equalizer to try and trade this one back. The damage isn't exceptional, but the bounce house is. And that's first blood coming in here for LNG.
Still gets the flash away, and now suddenly Yagao has to play without flash against the next Ornn ult of the game, potentially. So let's see if LNG can work with that. But Shinzo flash being down against the Buster Shot and against the center, that's going to make it very, very difficult to make the play. Mark's now falls in the fight.
For all the damage missing, we'll get all the shields in the world to heal. He's still ticking down, and Gala picks up his kill. Now they're going to look for the shuffle. That's what they were waiting for. Scout knew they didn't need to overcommit to the mid lane. They had all the tools available to them, and now LNG are starting to pick up some pace.
Oh, that's a familiar feeling
from LNG to say, yeah, we got time, we got position, and oh, Yagao, you've no flash. You do not have a Buster Shot right now, and you are going to be going down almost instantaneously, you imagine, as soon as they jump in. Yep, they're going to donate it over to the Bank of Scout. And I mean, this is LNG picking up the pace right now. JDG, yes, they had the early game going for them with the objectives, but now with this gold kind of starting to eke up back in LNG's favor, you have to be very wary of who's getting that gold.
Yeah, Scout getting gold and getting side lane turrets, that's really dangerous to the side of JDG. But
throwing that at one of possibly, you know, obviously not the greatest player of League of Legends ever, but possibly the second greatest as we come into...
he's on the list somewhere. Pretty close to the top.
Definitely on the list somewhere at the top, but arguments pending. But 2,000 gold now is the lead here for LNG as JDG want to try and take a couple of towers in response to the separation of LNG. JDG now...
Let's see how much LNG can do in terms of picking their fights correctly.
Yeah, an Unsealed Spellbook does give an exhaust over to LNG. Everyone's got flashes now up and available. All fights there. Yagao gets 1v1 to the top side, which means the TP can come in
and
on
he's
return.
Teleporting.
They can turn and burn for the fight. The flashes that just came back up are now burned. They don't care about the Senna. Ruler is running for the hills because he knows it's a lost fight. 3 kills for none traded over. LNG, they are starting to really look like they're comfortable in this game.
Scout assassinates Yagao in the top lane, and this is the player which LNG have needed to wake up well and truly into this split. We knew there was more for him to give. He's one of the best players in the LPL. Takes a huge play on top side. He was given a lot of resources before this play too. He wins his...
And finally, that exhaust gets used, so there is absolutely no escape here for Flandre. He recognizes this, not going to flash, not going to do anything else, just going to burn down the wave. And that's going to be Gala with his 3rd kill of the game. Look at the kill distribution here for LNG. 3-1-2 on the Azir, 3-0-2 on the Xayah. These are big late game carries that are getting some big fat wallets very early in the mid game.
That's a good point to bring up because those carries, if their team manages to find the engage, are going to make the fight very, very short. Scout has flash and he's looking for it again.
He's looking for it again, but yeah, Ruler's trying to help out his buddy, but there's just not a lot you can do. The redemption comes down to make sure Scout's not going out, and Kanavi is going to fall as well. That's going to be 2 quick kills. You imagine that's going to be the Baron as well, with the Shurima Legacy down to cover the wave. I mean, LNG, this is crisp coming out for them in game number 1.
That it is. And you know, last year Scout were afraid of the dive. They don't have some big ultimates now to play around. LNG, they are holding a knife to the back of JDG and saying, if you walk up to your turret, this sinks in.
Yeah, and look, they're going to go for it now. That knife is poised to go right into the back of JDG. They're getting some decent damage down, though. Back onto LNG, and they are going to take that inhibitor. Nobody goes down. Everyone just trading a little bit of health bars. But that first item, Redemption, we never really got to talk about it.
Well, okay, if you can't get the teleport, how else are you getting into the fight? Well, of course, you're looking at Kanavi, and then you're looking at the big ultimates layered over the top of it. LNG...
But it's the item of choice for now between these two teams as we wait to see where this fight can really go for Mark. He's going to have the TP coming in here from Scout. They look for a full engage. They want everyone and everything. It's a good chokehold here for this ultimate, though. And you can't just sit there and fight on top of the equalizer. They are still burning down. And you can see Ruler off to the side, nicely just separated from the rest of this fight, still putting in DPS. Flandre is in a little bit of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble, and he is dead. Now Scout's in the base. He needs to get out of here, though. Still putting in work into Ruler, who has to flash away. Scout gets jumped on, but missing, and Yagao just can't finish him off. Now Yagao running for his life. This could be the game right here, right now. They're TPing in Nymera.
And hands up, who's missed this version of Scout? I have, you have, I think everyone has. He is back. Scout with a magnificent game 1 to lead LNG to victory.
Gives up his life right at the end because he was having fun, but that was a mag.
Stop the Nautilus getting huge follow-up after that point. Scout on the Talia. Now, we've talked about him being a huge playmaker and a huge source of the macro from LNG. We knew that through last summer as well. You get into mid-game, and Scout...
Taking a fair chunk of damage there. As you can see, Weiwei not really the position to contest this, to be perfectly honest. It's going to be Kanavi getting very far ahead of him when it comes to the levels and such. Trying to see if he can go for something, but that's all 3 of the Void Grubs taken now, so good start here by Kanavi to get that momentum going and to build.
That versus Scout, who's had the better of him in game 1 and had the first roam in game 2 as well. Weiwei just spotted heading towards the mid lane. JDG doesn't have the level 6. With Scout running out of mana, likely this isn't missed out on. Flandre doesn't have his first item built up just yet. Of course, no one does. He has the World Ender. How much is that going to mean against a Talia roaming at the same time? They're in position. Here comes the wall.
No one's taken any aggro just yet. Finally, they do. They're looking for all the damage all the time. They just bring him to the bounce house. He flashes away, but you cannot escape the Cassante as Zika does.
What's it going to mean for the matchup, though? The kill does go over to Zucker. That's a little annoying. Of course, when you go towards this Tiamat build, which you assume is going in towards the Profane Hydra, which is the new lethality item, which has the Tiamat component coming into 2024. The matchup is a little bit weird into Cassante anyway, because you're not necessarily on the bot side. Vice here, but the play fizzles out.
Yeah, Kanavi was not spotted, so he was in a prime position to turn that one back around. The hook does land, does get kicked back though, and they're going to try and flash away. A lot of ultimates there used just to try and kill off Mark. They don't really get any damage down onto him at the end of it all. Heal and flash burnt for just the ignite, but a lot of pressure now no longer available as Kanavi has already known that Weiwei has never left. They know for a fact that he's still here because he has just been walking there and back again through all of this. And they can turn straight away right onto Gala and kill him off. They had perfect information and they knew exactly
better about looking for a dragon fight, but their ultimate's available.
They're gonna burn that one so easily, but maybe they get a little lazy. Yagao doesn't know, but now has a feeling as the Vi walks out, they didn't have the best of situation to kind of go for this. Missing, still posturing forward. Kanavi going to go forward. That's going to be the TP committed by both top laners. After the Dragon, we're going to have a 4v4, but I don't know why LNG wanted this. They're going to try and make this one work with the Cassante, who's just going to go all out onto Kanavi, pick him up, turn around and try and burn and turn onto Yagao, who flashes away. The double tap, not quite getting it with the Ardent Blaze. Missing, will gladly give his life for his mid laner. And LNG do end up getting the fight 2-for-1 at the end of it all, but it was a bit of a weird...
This is not how a Lucian Milio wants to be playing. They want to be pushed up in mid lane, going for the aggressive trades. But the way that JDG have played around...
Oh!
Missing! Wait, he's on the drift! The drift!
around, but now they got to turn this fight around because they got the Wei going in who dies straight away. They're looking for a little bit of a turn-off. This is just so disconnected from LNG. They were just as confused and impressed by the Rift Herald navigating. They kind of just gave away 2 kills for free.
In this game now, you can see JDG, they're going to get this bot lane out of turret. They can go towards the top lane soon after that, I would imagine, too. This is a much better macro state than what they found themselves in.
You're trying to just calm the game down just a little bit. As we can see, Yagao dragging Scout all the way back in. He was sitting on Vision, and he will go down. Solo killed there by Yagao. And these are the small little mistakes that we saw from LNG in their first few series of the year as well. This is not vintage.
Kill onto Scout in the side lane, which is exactly the opposite of what happened in game 1. That's going to set his team up for success at the Dragon, just like Scout did before. Missing, forcing the flash out of Gala. That's a big tool away from the Lucian, who's had so little impact this game. JDG take the freebie. That's sole point for them. JDG, they're in a much, much more dominant position now. But with Yagao and Ruler over the wall, it kind of acts as a safety barrier for them at that point. So that Weaver's wall not able to do that much. Wei luckily survives. They can get themselves a huge amount of Baron damage. LNG, they cannot afford to let Vision slip for too long in the top half of the map. In range of the current combo, actually, but Kanavi is here too. How quickly can they get this combo down?
They don't know, and they're going to get the combo down. Yagao does have a Zhonya should he need it. Doesn't use it just yet. The teleports from the top laners do come in. Scout trying to run away. While that happened, Ruler found Gala, and they take him out. JDG, they took the shellacking they got in game number 1, and they're trying to dish out their own version of it. Zika has to go forward, but he didn't know that the Zhonyas was still available. Now Mark in a lot of trouble, and Missing just says, you know what, we can keep chasing this. Maybe not for the longest of times, but we can do it for the best of times. And that is an ace for 1 over LNG. JDG finally arriving in this series, and they're looking to tie it up.
LNG, they tried the smoke and mirrors. They thought they were in a chokehold and said, look, we have to pick off someone somewhere, but Kanavi sniffs it out. Scout ends up Zhonyasing in the base just before that play happens. Sadness for him. He builds up a full Zhonya. At the point, he manages to keep himself at range. And, you know, Zucker on the Kasante's had a good swing at things. It's just, what can you do when your carries are so out of position and dead before they can really be the decisive members in these team fights?
Yep, 7,000 gold lead now, and Cloud Soul just confirmed. They are pushing in towards that bot side.
People to hit turrets like this. The Repo men are outside your house. You gotta get home, LNG.
Yeah, they got to get home, make sure they're not losing everything, because right now the door has been busted open, 2 inhibitors down. Half health now onto that 1 Nexus turret. They'll be able to burn it down pretty much in the next minions or so, and that's just the power. You just hit it once, even though you're tanking turret, and you should be able to just take it down. You have to go for a fight here as LNG. They're going to look to try and kill off Scout, and they should be able to get him. They will lose Wei in the trade, though. They are losing their Nexus towers now. Everything is being thrown at them. Ruler is untouched and just throwing arrows at them. This Weaver's Wall will do nothing to divide, but it will do everything for JDG to conquer. Zika looking for something here, trying to see if he can catch out Missing, and will be able to take him out. Yagao and Ruler still absolutely massive as they throw in more poke, more soldiers, and more plays! Yagao looking massive there with the Shurima shuffle, and that puts the cherry upon the cake. That is game 2, 1-1.
Levels so important between these 2v2s. Gold generation in spades between Draven passive and the Pyke ultimate as well when that's locked in. This also means that plenty of other things come onto the table too. Very squishy bot lanes, which keep your eyes on bot lane. In fact, keep your eyes exactly where every single member is stacked.
The crash down comes in, and there's going to be the first blood. Flandre is ticking down. He gets healed, so he won't fall. Nobody dies. How does he get away with that now? You have to be so careful here as LNG. You can't really go forward. They go forward anyway. They're going to look for it. Draven gets himself a little bit of an early lead, and that's first blood to LNG. Both these teams looking for an advantage, and it's LNG who come out trumps.
Knowing that there's a flash on Pyke, which means that he could go for a flash stun with the undertow as well. He's looking for it, and Kanavi's not stayed long enough.
Yeah, but now they might look for a re-engage because you've already used everything to try and get on top of Missing. Gala, no mana. Still has flash, will have cleanse up in a second. He had to flash away because they've got these auto attacks coming in, and you've no flash on Wei, and he's gonna go down. Kanavi equals back up the kills. Draven will just about get out alive, but this is LNG. They just kind of stayed a little bit too much. They looked for a little bit too much.
Okay, but Mark's still here with a hook. He's getting the stun on Yagao. He still has no flash from level 1, and he goes down to Scout.
Yeah, and Kanavi might be burning a flash onto Scout here if he can get the knock up, but Scout very disciplined on.
Run away. The double range is so hard to escape from.
Yagao's dead. He will die, and that is a surety in this world. Wei will poke him with the big old lance, and that will be the end of that. And lost his flash again.
JDG still have bot lane priority for this first dragon of the game, and with Yagao returning back to the lane after that untimely death, we'll be able to return and assist that as well.
Yeah, I mean, Yagao got rulered, unfortunately. No, I'm not making that a thing. I'm not going to force for that, but
I mean, said it like 3 times in the cast. Arrow is available. Can Mark do the same on the pike? Get himself that death from below. That could be a huge, huge first ult of the game from LNG. If they get that extra golden pocket from Mark getting towards that, that would be a big injection of gold.
Well, Wei looking to contest, will do indeed. Eats the arrow and just tries to walk away from it. Flashes away from the seismic shove, but Zika walks into the line of fire as the 3 grubs get taken there. Wei trying to see if he can maybe bait Flandre a little bit further in, but nothing going.
Nothing. Mark on this pike, first ult of the game yet to be cast. He needs to really keep getting involved because this Ashe, as you said, is getting value, where the pike is starting to stall out a little bit. And the later the game goes, the much less useful this champion gets.
This gold down. They've brought that back and a bit more. They're going to take this full turret if Scout ends up getting caught out here. There goes the Weaver as well. Scout going to get hit by the Ashe Arrow as well. No flash. He gets flicked back, and yeah, he knocks back Kanavi, but a heal coming in from missing just mean that he's not able to take back that kill. And I mean, this is Nash at home. Yeah.
Hang on, sorry, second. 50 plus kill, which will say is 300, plus 2 times. Okay, someone's dying at the other side. So we don't get that. Could you at least let Draven get the gold so we can check that? Wait, you sure you want to be taking that? There's a chance that a Varasalt comes in after that. It isn't going to be the case, so he gets out for free. Missing now out of position, but dodges the fancy feet.
Oh, they stop Wei from getting over the wall as well. The Ashe Arrow comes in, Gala cleanses. I don't even think he needed to be perfectly honest. He could have just tanked that, it would have been fine. The flick back there onto Zika as he's the tank, and they take out Missing. That's a 1-for-none trade, and Zika is still on the Kazante. Ghost pops, and he is just flying away, running and sprinting off. But look at these health bars. You're not exactly the healthiest team in the world as LNG. You want to get some of these resets in, and that's exactly what they're going for. Wei just keeping everyone interested, keeping them a distraction, while Zika gets a reset.
Oh, so Ruler still has flash, but he might have to blow it. Scouts!
Oh, he doesn't blow it, and he's waiting. He was waiting for so long, and he wanted to make sure he didn't have it happen a 3rd time. But he ends up getting caught, and now LNG breathes some life back into this mid-game as they get themselves...
That missed this during the off-season as well. Lethality no longer kind of gives you increasing value throughout the game. It now just gives you the full value right from the start of the game, which means that it is very, very vision priority and topside vision control. Scout's not moving out of topside, and Zuka's moving into the mid lane. We have a fight.
Yeah, we do have a fight. Wei going to jump straight in onto Missing. They won't get the pike ultimate, but now Zika, he brings someone right back in. And that's no jungler. That's no support. You've no way of getting vision onto this. They're going to have to try and find out how to stop this Baron.
Well, I don't know if they can at this point. Flandre's used his ultimate, Ruler has too. LNG still have pike hooks to play around. They can just wait for another cooldown of that. JDG, what can they do?
What can they do? They're getting a lot of damage down, though. They jump straight in on top of Yagao, but he flashes away and keeps himself alive. Flandre is looking good. Wei, not quite going down. There is the stand aside. And LNG, their health bars are just too low. Piercing arrow will not...
The dragon, I think they know that at this point. That's why Scout says, look, I can't really contest this right now. Can JDG take the dragon quick enough before a Baron start comes up? Yes, they can, so it's not going to be a reaction Baron.
Needed to put himself into a dangerous position because he knows that he can survive. He knows he can get out with his flash and his ult available. LNG have to deal with that mid lane. They're getting separated off now a little bit. And Zika is a little bit isolated here. He might be forced to use his ultimate if he can, but for the moment he's fine. The Magnet Storm is big, but Kanavi just acting like a huge wall of wind, just stopping everything from coming forward, and they get rid of Wei. Now the shoe is on the other foot. LNG don't have their jungler, and JDG can turn and burn.
That was so close to the clutch engage that Wei has been looking for the entire game, but I think a knock-up stopped him getting a clean combo. The Baron is now getting absolutely shredded. There's a teleport coming in, and there are some low HP bars. LNG, they can look for a fight.
They have to look for a fight. They can't go for the Baron after the fact. They'll take out Missing, but can they take out anybody else? The full ultimate comes in. They will get the Talia, and Mark will get out. It's 2-for-1 in favor of LNG. They lose. Now, 30 seconds till Dragon spawns. That is going to be Scout. Good hook down, and they're going to try and burst out Kanavi. Both ultimates used by the junglers. Ash Arrow does land immediately into Zhonya's, and Weiwei though taking a lot of punishment, and Scout will go down. JDG, they found their mark with the arrow, and they were able to get him down.
The correct initiating decisions, which LNG just don't do. They go into Kanavi, who has ult. That was realistically not going to be a kill. It's a very tanky Xin Zhao. He's got the Sundered Sky for the healing. He has the Frozen Heart and the Cairn Sea of things to keep an eye on. These fights
started.
Gone either way in this game. One last one to potentially decide it.
There's the Weaver's Wall. They're going to be completely isolated away from this. There's a flash for Weiwei, but he needs to get over the pit. He needs to try and get in on top of this one here. He gets it! That's a steal for Weiwei. Huge moment here for LNG, but they need to be able to get out with as many buffs as possible. They accept their jungler is dead, and they will walk away from this. Big moment there for Weiwei. He knew what he had to do, and he did it exactly as just perfect. We spotted out here as well, so they know exactly where everybody is. There is a reset coming in there for Flandre, who can TP back into the fight. Elder Dragon has been started. This could be the final fight. Great TP work to come in. Gala instantly gets the cleanse out of there and knows he's going to be in a lot of trouble if he gets caught. And he has been. He tries to flash over the wall, but he can't do any more damage. They're trying to see if they can take out Yagao, but he just can't do it. Ruler goes forward with absolute clarity and vigor, knowing that this is the final fight for JDG. They will continue their unbeaten run in series, and they will go to 3-0.
More. The Chillins on the other side of the rift. They have gone 2 years without beating JDG in series. It is 9 in a row for Jingdong Gaming.
They will move themselves right up there alongside the likes of Billy as a team that has yet to lose a series.
I guess 4 out of the 5 champions for Weber are also down that alley. It's just this support for Crisp. Crisp has been one of our players that will pick the different things. Will pick things a little bit out of meta. He'll pick the ranged champions. Now this can be very a top jungle with an awful lot of history and pedigree, as we've mentioned.
Both teams happy to trade sides of the map for the moment. Of course, we did see that the grubs were taken by Wei on the top side, which means that the bot lane was pretty much free for the push. Wait to see where these supportal combats will go. They are starting to get a little bit antsy.
Support item a little earlier than Ming reaches their Solstice Slayer, whatever item they go to.
Oh, the handshake into the Glacial Prison. And he is dead. First blood goes over to RNG, very cleanly and calmly done. And this is exactly what you...
For sure, and also denying them away from a team composition which could be using the LeBlanc to hit towers for free. Now, you'd love to deny some of these as Xiaohao, but can you fight for them? Now, 2 of them are already gone from the ZDZ as well, just quickly going back towards that as the Dragon is taken, as you rightly said. He's also playing with enemy wards in his jungle very deep. Breathe has done a really good job of just walking into the enemy jungle and making sure that there's full information for him to play as aggressively as he likes to make sure that the Sensei can't get good value out of it.
Desperately reliant on this Kalista getting ahead, having that pressure and priority, especially when you combo with something like the Zyra. They land the CC, and they get their kill. One quick pick is all it's going to take to turn that Rift Herald into an easy objective.
So this was the worry about using so much in their bot side fight. You had all of your ultimates used on that one. Now, ZDZ, you should really have been ranked and you're competitive, is that when you actually get items, this champion does an unreal amount of damage. They have managed to keep the death count to just the 1 right now. Very intricate the vision from the Maokai and from the Zyra. These plants are giving them the free entry to the bot side river. But RNG have to back off because Weibo can face check too effectively.
Dragon resets, everyone just kind of getting the priorities straight. Xiao, who took a first chunk, going to throw an ult at ZDZ and completely whiff on it. So, but do they have the damage? It looks like they do. Weibo just saying, yep, you can have that Dragon, no problem whatsoever. We'll take the mid turret. So the trade comes in. And unfortunately for me and for you, that means no more. And it's going to be taken pretty quickly.
Well, that it is. And they can face check pretty well, but Xiaohao might have to give his life for it if it comes to it. You're not getting that much poke down either. They care a bit too late. And here comes Jax.
Yeah, here comes Jax and the Cassante. Xiaohao trying to run away from this one here. There goes the hostile takeover. Does get a little bit of a peek there. Drop down the ultimates though as they try to burn down this Jax. He's got a bailout on him, so he might be able to go down. He hasn't got down yet. They couldn't kill him off. And RNG get the dragon and a single kill. This game is just...
To this, we have had 3 kills at 25. The Baron goes up and they have plenty of damage for it. Weibo, I think they've really messed up the way they approached that dragon. They didn't manage to keep themselves in the right area at the right time. They don't have everything they want to play around. Maokai's not here. They're just looking for a fight, I guess.
It's a 4v4 and they're going to look for a fight. There's going to be a huge amount of damage going down. The Zyra is dead. They don't really have the damage to turn on to breathe, and that is a Baron. Is 1,000 gold now is their advantage, and they are in complete control of this game.
This is something that we saw a little bit in the RNG EDG series too, where it felt like when they had a lead, yeah, they keep on to it, but it was pretty hard for them to close out.
Do
they have the Shurima's Legacy? That's a good Stranglethorns.
It is a good Stranglethorns. They try and separate everybody out. They are going to finally get way down. That's 1 kill, but they lost their base. The inhibitors have been opened up. There's the Fate's call to try and make sure their support doesn't get caught out. Tanguin has to go golden to keep himself alive. LWX picks up Crisp, and everyone's getting very, very low. Light does use his cleanse. It does not go down. Everyone's just so low. These hellfires are so tantalizingly close to be giving you the kill, potentially even the game for
Red or kind of interacted with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You've found
I've never read it, nor have I ever watched it.
Okay, alright. I'll have to explain something to you then, because there's a particular funny...
Xiaohu now moving forward, level 18. These auto attacks will do work if they can get on the right targets. There is the ultimate from the Maokai to try and jump in and try and catch out somebody here. That's a fantastic hostile takeover, but it can't get way out. Tangle Bard stops any kind of re-engage. As you can see now, Breathe looking for Xiaohao, looking to take him down before the rest of the team can exit. They have taken down both junglers, which means neither team going to feel confident going for that Baron. Xiaohu takes a fierce chunk of damage. This is a straight flip. There is no junglers here. This is not a 50-50 just yet. The Zero goes whiffed and nothing can happen from it. So you got to get way into the pit. You got to get him in there to get that Baron, and he does. Now, turn and burn for the fight. RNG looking to try and take down as many Hellfires as they can. They're being slowed, though. These plants are just constantly annoying. Wei comes back in, gets the Baron, and dies almost straight away. Everyone chasing them down. They don't want them to get away with these Baron buffs. They want to try to take away as many as they can. Light just corralling them closer and closer, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get out of there with many more kills, but they're committing everything.
They're committing, but what are they realistically getting out of this? He still has all out to ZDZ.
They do indeed. They have got the Varus down. They also got the ultimate out of the Renata. They're trying to see if they can get anyone else off this Weibo, making sure that this Baron was not for free. Breathe, trying to see if he can get one more breath of life into him. Xiaohu just take him down. It's going to be the Callista getting it. Light looking for a...
Who can dash in and out as well. Clutch wall to bring ZDZ back in, and suddenly RNG, they don't get to use that Baron buff at all. And Weibo have themselves a lot more gold in pocket than they have any right to have.
Yep, they do. They're still down 4,000. RNG still very much ahead in this game, and we'll have the Baron for a little bit. They're on a minus 3,000 Baron power play. With the Rend and the Smite, though, this Dragon is gone. They're not going to be able to contest it, and that's Weibo getting themselves up into a soul point. So we're going the full 7 Elemental Dragons in this game before anyone gets the soul. That's a 4-0 Callista.
They are trying to. Let's see if Xiaohao can get himself a Maokai ult from a good angle. He's in a right spot to at least attempt something. We also have multiple items on supports now as well. Zyra's completed the core, and they get a knockback on Sejuani.
They do indeed, but Sejuani very tanky. Nice ultimate there from the Zyra. The ultimate from the Renata doesn't really do a lot, and they take down the Sejuani. Breed trying to play away from everybody else just to make sure he can be that front line. The Fate's call to make sure...
So, unironically now, Light needs to stop farming, and the minis need to go after Crisp. If you can actually get another item on Crisp, say something. Oh, but he's got to get himself caught. He's cleansed out.
Yeah, it's cleansed out, but he's not going to get anything else off of this. Breed's on the backside here. Tangle Barbs just to try and stop Breed from getting anything else. The Rend is not going to be close enough. They finally get him down, but he goes into the counter-strike and finally get taken in. Weibo are coming to life in this late game. Xiao, who has to run away because he is getting taken out so quickly. But the Cassante is massive. Triple kill coming in for ZDZ, and this could be huge for Weibo. They've lost nobody.
Demolished, and on the other side, ZDZ gets himself a triple kill. The last 2 remaining members of RNG are fleeing. They're in fog of war. There's a chance that maybe one of them gets out, but now they're both caught.
They're both caught indeed. Wei trying to see if he can keep Tanguin alive, but he will not be able to do it. Now he needs to get himself out alive. He does flash and he does have his Arctic. Xiaohu's just going to make sure that Wei is nowhere near this objective and maybe even take him down. He's got Crisp in tow, so they're looking to try and stagger these death timers.
That they are, and if he dies, the Baron is, well, the Baron's going to be gone anyway, the Callista's on it. Wei, as one of the huge engage threats for RNG, has been left alive for so long that suddenly you're going to have a half-a-minute overlap where we managed to get to do much on this Varus.
ZDZ getting the 3 kills there. This will be the soul as well for Weibo. The funny thing is, normally at 40 minutes you get an ace, regardless if it's delayed or not, even just 4 kills. That's normally the game, will be god lane.
Thing is, inhib turrets do regen, but not that quickly. And with the fire cannon on Xiaohu as well, he's able to keep chipping these down. This turret down on the bot side, even though it wasn't taken on the initial push, it will be taken now. Weibo, with this Baron buff, they should be seeing themselves into a game 1 victory, unless RNG can get themselves some kind of miracle teleport flank, but they don't even have the wards for that right now. There's maybe 1 in mid lane they can look towards. That's not in a great position as it stands. Again, it's just annoying.
I mean, they don't know what the Baron's on right now. They have no vision. It's only about half HP, but that's a hell of a lot of spears in it, so you imagine that this is going to be Baron for Weibo. They will secure this, and will they take a fight afterwards? TP from Tangyuan coming in. Baron secured. There's the ultimate from the Zyra and the Maokai. They've caught up the 2 tanks, but that's a good choke point here for the hostile takeover. Xiaohu looking to try and reassess themselves into this fight. Everyone backs themselves away, but you got Baron for Weibo. They now need to go back to it
on the wave. Weibo, they are the ones making RNG march to the beat of their drum.
Yeah, but this Elder's not going down very quickly. Wei jumps into the pit, throws down his ultimate, does land it on the line, who gets himself immediately cleansed. Breathe now getting focused on by the rest of Weibo as they look to try and burn onto Wei. Wei flashes away to make sure he cannot die, because if he dies, this Elder is gone for sure. Breathe keeps himself alive, but using all his summoner. Tangyuan just about gets away from the clutches of Xiaohu, but this Elder is still going strong. Weibo, you can't just leave it to go. You have to try and fight it, but you can't now.
He takes it!
The Elder, but can they get the rest of the fight? Breathe goes in, getting so much damage, just flirting with death right now. Maokai gets back in, but Xiaohu's TP'd in. He's TP'd in to try and end this game. He wants to try and finish this one off, but they're killing all the health bars. This is Xiaohu versus the world. He will get himself the 2 Nexus turrets, but he won't be able to end the game because Tangyuan's chasing him down. No flash for the Azir. I don't know why Xiaohu decided to walk back towards that, but at the end of it all, they're
confident in taking a fight or finishing the objective.
We got RNG barreling up this mid lane. Baron minions are not. You can see Xiaohu immediately saying, I gotta stop this wave. I gotta stop them from just forcing a fight. Ming took a huge chunk of his own damage. Half his HP down.
How much can you do with that? 20 seconds till Baron's up, 1 minute and 20 seconds until Elder. The objectives are back up to Flippers once again.
Baron will spawn. He could burn it down side to side. Breathe on a fantastic flank right now and has found light. Hasn't gotten the CC out of him just yet. Does get his cleanse, or excuse me, his QSS. Still has a cleanse available to him. They are kiting, and you can see that there's actually a Xiaohu in the base. He's looking for the end of the game because there's no Nexus turrets. There's no Nexus turrets, and Xiaohu is gone. He wants to try and go for it. They need to stop the teleports. He's going to about half HP. They stopped it. He's now down to LWX and Tangyuan just here. He flashes away. Got 1 more auto. Xiaohu was done with this game. And they get themselves the victory.
In this league too, I mean, Rookie's Azir is fantastic, Angel's Azir is fantastic, and Tangyuan, don't get me wrong, is a newer mid laner. He's one of the better ones to come through. Heck, Xiaohu is also an Azir of great playmaking potential too on the other side of the Rift.
Don't know, but it's not going to change anything. This is horrific for RNG's bot lane. This actually genuinely could really put them, like, honestly, like almost impersonally not able to come back. But here we go. Wait to look for something. Gets hit by the double, and they get the TP away. They will finally get Ming and LWX towards the minion wave, but like they could get dove again. They will hit level 2, but I mean, this is awful. They're not going to get level 2. They're not going to get it. They're going to lose both their flashes, and Crisp and Light are just smashing this bot lane. It's going to be some supportal combat to end it all, but they're still level.
Man, we're not even going to see what that's sad. If you look at what happens under that turret there, they try and hit level 2, but because the entire previous wave had died and it's on the first cannon wave of the game, the cannon dies too slowly to tower. Ability for Azir to hit the enemy champion quite easily means that he's kind of easier to play in lane with more HP. But still, Xiaohu is doing enough to make sure that Tangyuan isn't getting huge value from his mid lane priority just yet. See what happens with Xiaohu versus Wei in this matchup, which is also winless. in the LPL in this specific matchup. He's heading towards bot side again. It is not about the Maokai right now. It's about the
not about him. Not at all. We're going to have the shockwave. Actually stop a little bit of that aggressive move. He will get caught up by the cats right at the end. The flash from Tanguin does not move away from the Crescent Guard, and that's going to be a trade of mid laners, though this time around it's the jungler of RNG that picks
that. Then you have to deal with the Lucian army on a mid wave, which is arguably their strongest point in the game. So while RNG know that this bot lane is locked in there, there's a potential they could fight around these grubs, knowing that the Lucian army with all of their gold advantage are not able to respond towards this, and they are able to get themselves their 4th grub. Nice. He's used a lot of his mobility now. Oh gosh, they're down a lot of cooldowns, so they have to leave the turret. If they had the Rakan cooldowns, I think that maybe they would get locked up under turret. It's a little bit dangerous, but Xiaohao baits out, well, forces out a fair amount from Wayne. Right, so they do have Maokai ult. This is actually not a bad 5v5 to be taking right now, because Sante's not here. Xiaohao might have to force ult. I don't think he is. They're just going to look for the Dragon secure. There's no counter-engage coming through from the side of Weibo. They're teleporting away towards top lane now, but that means the teleport, the fight might come through.
The fight might come through. Not quite able to get it. Shockwave a little bit too late there. I feel like they could have known it was the first item available for the side of LWX. And now Breed wants to take things into his own hands. He's looking for a little bit of a move here onto ZDZ, who's just trying to run away with the Ghost. Should be able to get away from the rest of the team. Yeah, he's buying time. But Xiaohu now, unfortunately, just a little bit too late. There's the tidal wave looking to catch out many, many people. They're going to get a double bubble trouble into the combo. Oh. Crisp with absolute clarity there, knowing exactly where to place the bubble. And that was a huge, huge... See Xiaohu looking for a little bit more. Going to drop down the Rift Herald right immediately. Tangyuan does end up getting the ultimate out of himself there, so should be pretty safe after the fact, but not longer having that. They could go for another tower push, and I feel like Xiaohao is going to do just that. Yeah. Gets it the wrong way.
What? No. Yeah, Xiaohao,
so here's
buddy.
How it is.
Driver's license revoked. He still has ult. This is not even a good fight.
No, it's not, because you don't have any damage. Like, yes, you get the Gnar ult, he's got a Triforce, but you're not getting Tanguin in there, and straight up, LWX just cannot walk up to that. So, trade of turret for turret right now. ZDZ off to the side, but they're still going in this mid lane. Weibo, they don't care about the Dragon right now, because they know that it's a 4v3, and Breathe, he's getting so much damage. LWX has to use the heal and the feathers just to make sure he doesn't die.
And this is why we banned the loot.
Accepted that the Chem Soul's just not really worth it, but RNG, they have to fight.
Oh, the jungler's down after RNG started that play. Weibo, they have full control over this. They need to be careful. This Baron will chunk them out, but that's a good shockwave.
It's huge, gets a lot of damage down onto Ming. He's going to be so squishy going into this fight. ZDZ just keeping everybody away. The Baron down to 3,000 HP. They just need to get it down to about 1,500. Good tidal wave's going to separate everybody away as they look to try and jump onto Ming. Baron secured. ZDZ taken down. Xiaohao goes in onto LWX, but nobody else was following up to him. Breed going to go into Mega, get a little bit of a boost of a health bar, but it's an early Baron over to Weibo. They should be able to get out of this as well. There's no real chase available. Breed has flash. He's looking for it, but they all predicted it. Now these health bars are going to go low. Now the Lucian can really start to tear in. Pew pew. It's time to go back to the gray screen. Tangyuan is being chased down like the ghoul he is, and that is going to be an easy little ace in here, you imagine, for Weibo. Xiaohao gonna keep chasing down Wei. Wei might want to use the ultimate to stay alive, but out of all of it, it's still Weibo's game.
It's absolutely their game, and it came off of what was meant to be the damage done. He only needs a single empowered double tap with the first strike on top of it as well. This champion is off the chain.
It is off the chain and off the charts. Here we go. Light gonna flash away. They're gonna throw everything at him, but is the damage enough? That is the question. They're just not quite able to get him. Finally, they get the kill. The bot lane is dead, but can they get anything else? The shockwave is good. Wei goes down. It's a 2-for-2 trade in this exchange. 5v5 turned to 3v3. Never mind, we'll make it a 2v3 in favor of Weibo. And look, RNG, I love that you tried. You had to go for something because this game is falling away from you.
I mean, they did what they were supposed to against the Lucian. The last time was the Maokai ult.
Checking them. We should be able to get them into playoffs, but we'll see how it goes. Breathe is going to die. They're not even going to use the all-out to take him out. CDZ picks that one up, 3-2-2 on his culling. That was just the first 2 bits of his culling because he's got the Infinity Edge with the last Whisper.
Didn't even get the double tap.
Nope.
He didn't even get himself auto attacks on top of that. This is now going to be a pretty unceremonious end to the game. That's through the Guardian and the shield from Ming. He is not safe at all. Wait until the next auto attacks come up. Light, he's a player which started his career being the aggressive, front-footed player, playing stuff like the Lucian and dashing forward too aggressively. He's toned down that aggression over the years, but he's cultivated it into a real...
I'm just going to stand here and wait for them to do it. So the red buff gets stolen. RNG moving forward. They don't... Now they know. I was going to say they don't know, but there's the shockwave. Breathe is dead. Light picks up his 4th kill. If he hadn't died so far this game, he would be an error screen, but he is 4-1-4. And I mean, this is... They're going
to go down for free. See, Tanya potentially taking down a dragon to get an objective bounty at least, with LWX heading down there as well. They'll take that, but honestly, it is a very...
Yep, you got the inhibitor turrets, the last of the inhibitors. And the minions shall pour in. RNG going for one last ditch effort. They flash in. And they get absolutely nothing for it. They are going to look to see if Breathe can get something as well. Does get a good ultimate. They're throwing everything here onto Light, but he still hasn't gone down. Xiaohao finally picks up the kill on Tang Yuan. And after everything, they still haven't killed off Light. The flashes, the ultimates, everything was thrown at him. But he just did not go down. He did not die. They will kill off ZDZ. These minions are doing the work for them. They'll throw in one final last effort to try and save this game, to save this series, but Weibo refused to let it happen. Weibo came into this second game and said, we're not repeating game number 1. We're not going for 50 minutes. We'll do it in just over half that. 30 minutes and one, we'll call it a 2-tap onto the Xayah.